Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
Hot off the pot, I'm Slidewhistle.
Off the pot? Well, I am Immunization. Hello.
Too cool to touch. I'm Aaron, Fire Mage Extraordinaire and Horde Punching Bag.
Ooh, look out, I'm too hot, and you're too cold. If we touch, one of us is gonna crack.
Shattered. Much like the WoW-verse was when Blizzard announced this hot news we got about the presence of Season 4 of Mythic Plus, PvP, and raiding in Shadowlands, baby.
Okay, I'm super excited for this because everybody was like, this expansion is just gonna be like Warlords, where there's nothing to do for 9 months, and I can't believe it. They found something to give us for those 9 months.
I guess, yeah. I was just thinking about, is this the first time in our history that there have been multiple seasons in a patch?
I think so, because normally the seasons corresponded pretty well with a new major patch, right? And then, because they normally would involve, a new raid, and that was, the whole reason for another season type deal.
Yeah, so they basically just took a lesson from their WoW Classic team that was doing, here's how we make this old game fun. Season of Mastery. All your hairdos are flipped upside down, and you get extra abilities or whatever. I don't know what they did with Season of Mastery, but I'm assuming it's something like that.
Whoa, all the hairdos are flipped upside down? That's pretty lit. You could the Varian one would make you so tall. Actually, can you even was the Varian one in vanilla? I guess he wasn't, so probably not.
Yeah, I forget that some of the stuff wasn't added until later.
And then you have the, balding human ones where it's bald on the top and then, Hulk Hogan type along the side. So, if that was upside down, would it just be hovering above your head like a 3/4 halo?
Don't be ridiculous.
Yeah, it would just
Come
be
on.
it would just be blowing up like you were in one of those money grabbing machines, but all the time. That's the Season of Mastery, baby.
I will say I am a little bit concerned, just a little bit concerned, because they're changing the dungeon pool for Mythic Plus completely during Season 4. You're not going to be running a Mists. You're not going to be running a Theater of Pain. You're going to be running Tazavesh, Streets of Wonder, Tazavesh, Solea's Gambit, Operation Mechagon, Junkyard and Workshop, Return to Karazhan, Lower and Upper, and we're going to be currently are voting, for 2 dungeons to be added from Warlords of Draenor.
The greatest expansion that you've ever played. And I can confidently say that because you stopped playing in Wrath.
We've always said, stand by. It's this is our expansion. We're gonna stand by him. And it's really funny though because I feel like WoD. And I've seen that for a few times now for BFA even. People are doing that thing where it's been long enough since it's been live that they are forgetting how much that they and everyone else adamantly said that it was the worst thing ever. And now they're like, I kind of miss BFA. WoD was pretty good.
It's so funny because I was thinking about it and I'm like, ever since we've been playing this game, all we've heard was, this current expansion is ass. This current expansion is ass. 4 times in a row now. This is literally since the beginning of time, right? Mm-hmm. People have been saying this for every expansion that's ever come out.
Yeah, but anyway, so the Season 4 Mythic Plus pool, yeah, so they're doing 2 from each of the last expansions back until Draenor. And I guess let's just talk about all those. Tazavesh, whatever, I'm we have those in Mythic Plus now. So I'm kind of vibing with it. I actually kind of like them, and I feel like they'll get better once I understand them a little more.
So all I can say of that is that the way they split it was obviously the market, and then when you start jumping around, that's the other one. The other one is a lot of fun. I like Hilbrand and Solea and all that. I can't imagine markets being that fun, because that's really... Also, that's 6 bosses, I'm pretty sure. That seems like a lot to put in one zone, and then the other half just has 3.
Yeah, Solea's Gambit is definitely short, and if you do it successfully, I feel like it might have taken Mist's place for possibly the shortest of the current dungeons.
You don't even have to run a maze. The toughest thing was which straight line are we going to take through the Murlocs?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. And it's really funny because they're like, listen, okay, so we have these mega dungeons that none of y'all played in any of these expansions. Y'all are gonna play our shit. We worked on this. You're gonna look at these. Knowing the Mechagon, congrats. You're all the Mechagon for a whole season now.
Honestly, I am terrified of having to go back to Upper Karazhan. I'm gonna cry again, I think.
I don't even know how one would do that. Like, what civilization is close to Karazhan even that you'd have to port into to get there? That's the thing I just realized. With all these old dungeons, we're going to have to actually hoof it there.
They're going to...
Operation Mechagon? You have to fly to Mechagon now!
They're probably going to give us portals, but I actually would rather they don't give us portals. So everybody who's like, I wish they would reuse the old world, can shut up, because you're getting it. You're going to have to go out there, buddy. Good luck.
Yeah, you want them to use the old world? Fucking hoof it to Karazhan for your M+ RIO rating. Like, come on, let's go. Clap, clap.
That's probably the easiest one, though, right? You just take the Stormwind portal in Orbos, and then you just fly over.
Yeah, because it's just by Duskhaven or whatever, that area. So that's not bad. I think Mechagon has to be the worst.
I think actually the Warlords ones are whoever has a Garrison Hearthstone.
Yeah, but I do think that Mechagon is the hardest, because Mechagon, remember, was hardest to get to when we were based in Borealis even. That flight from Borealis to Mechagon still took forever. Wait, was there an item that we used to get there faster? I don't even remember.
No, I just had my thing there. I had my Hearthstone set there.
Did they undo the rep grind you needed to get there? Because that could be a whole thing if they didn't, right? Because you couldn't just go to Mechagon. You had to do the whole quest line.
I guess, yeah, you had to do the intro quest line where you got zapped and you and the guide were the only people who made it through. Huh.
Okay, and then most importantly, which 2 Warlords dungeons are we picking as a group? We gotta work on I know Aaron already voted, probably.
I already did. Yes, I did. So I will go last.
Okay, well, I was going to say we should brainstorm DNR's official endorsements of which 2 that we are saying that we collectively should vote for. But Aaron's already voted, so I mean, I guess we could still collectively endorse 2 that's different than what in each individual ones of us will say.
Yeah.
I guess, you know what, so I'm going to reverse the curse of what I just said, because it has less impact because it already happened. I voted for, of course, DNR favorite, the Skyreach. And then I voted for... Why did I want to say the Iron Train? The Iron Caboose. The one on a train.
Grimrail Depot.
Grimrail Depot. Those are the 2 I picked.
Oh, that's the one that's missing. Because I was like, which one's missing? Iron Docks isn't here. Why isn't Iron Docks here?
Iron Docks is here.
Look, go to the actual poll.
Yeah.
Oh, it is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh,
She's from Dirty Docks. She trifling.
They missed one on Wildhead. Way to go, Squishy. Slippin'.
Anyways, so the options that we can choose from to vote for 2 are Auchindoun, the Bloodmaw Slag Mines, Everbloom, Grimrail Depot, Iron Docks, Shadowmoon Burial Grounds, Skyreach, and Upper Blackrock Spire.
Well, I'm definitely voting for Skyreach. That's not even a question. I had the poll up right now. I can see what the results are. Oh god, did it do it already? Did it take my vote? Please don't. Okay.
Yeah, mine only showed up after I'd already voted, so it sounds like it was just on immune because you fat figured your way into a vote.
No, I'm still here. I have Skyreach. I don't know what to do for my last one. Part of me wants to do Everbloom, but then I think I would really regret that when I would have to do it on Mythic Plus.
Okay, so I'm thinking about these other ones. I almost want to say Auchindoun so that we have like a Draenei themed one. That'd be cool. But then also, I've always just really liked the Shadowmoon Burial Grounds, so I think those are the 2 that I'm debating between. Because if we're being honest here, I think enough people are going to vote for Grimrail Depot that it's just going to be a lot insta-lock for one of the 2 anyways.
It is at the moment utterly destroying all the competition. Most other things were getting like 20%. It was getting 42% of the vote when I voted 2 days ago, but maybe that's changed.
And you know what? That's interesting, because I've been thinking about Grimrail Depot, and I don't think it'll be a good Mythic Plus dungeon.
No, I actually think it would be really annoying. Like, imagine, like, trying to, like, load into the cannons and then, like, there's some tweesters surrounding you and then...
Or like explosives and tornadoes like in that area. Like, good luck getting to them. There's lots of mobs.
It really stinks because it's a cool dungeon dragged down by the one turret boss. Like, I'm like, I don't know if I want to do, even though I literally did vote for it. But now thinking post-nut clarity, I'm like, I don't think I want to mess around. That turret boss is annoying enough on heroic.
Yeah, and you're just there forever. And if you're the only one doing it, you're like, please, God, somebody help me.
Okay, so remind me again which one Upper Blackrock Spire is.
Okay, so I just checked this one off. This is the one that has Leroy in it, where he's like, I have some chicken now. It has Iron Horde lady, Warlord Zayla, who screams at you from up above in that metal rectangle, and the dragons come by and breathe fire on you and like shoot fireballs at you. And again, I think it also would be horrible in Mythic Plus, but I think all of these would be. I've been running all of these this week, and I'm like, I don't think I want any of these to be in the pool.
I mean, okay, so if I'm considering which one actually probably would be decent / okay for Mythic Plus, Blood Maw, Slag Mines probably would be okay, but I think it's overall kind of boring.
Yeah, there's also that factor, like Blood Maw, Slag Mine, Shadow Moon, Auchindoun, I consider those all really easy. Like, they're straightforward. You don't have to do sick tricks or jumps. But easy does not make a fun experience, especially for, like, Auchindoun. Which it's cool. It's cool to see Draenei, but that's literally go half a circle, then go the other half the circle.
It's like wait for some of that time. So I voted for Upper Blackrock Spire and Skyreach. And I don't like the current results right now that I'm looking at. I don't like them.
So the current top two in the poll is Grimrail Depot, as Aaron said, and then it's creeping up there for a close second is Iron Docks now, and that's the one where you like load into the giant iron stars and run things over, right?
It's like the most efficient one, like, one that you can like most efficiently like get through. It's probably why it's on here.
It's the smallest raid, I think, other than Auchindoun. Like, in physical size, you go the least amount of steps in it.
I just feel like if we're doing two dungeons, I feel like these two should be mutually exclusive. We shouldn't get Grimrail Depot and Iron Docks.
Yes,
they're kind of visually similar, right? Like the same.
Yes,
vibe.
I was just about to say they have the same vibe. Like, I can cross my eyes and they look exactly the same while I'm in there.
Okay, so we're 3 for 3 on agreeing that Skyreach is one of each of our votes. So that's one of DNR's official picks, obviously. Slide voted for Upper Blackrock Spire, and Aaron voted for Grimrail Depot. And I think I would vote for the Shadow Moon Burial Grounds as my other one.
Okay, so basically what we want you guys to do is vote Skyreach.
Yeah.
And don't vote for one of the other for the other top two. Don't vote Grimrail Depot. Don't vote Iron Docks. Let's get a Skyreach up there. If you can give 2 votes to Skyreach, that's perfect. Blood Maw Slag Mines has 12% of the vote, which is
that guy was getting waffle stomped in a major way, and I was like, oh, come on. But also, I remember running it. It's not fun.
I think it's easy. I mean, thinking about this, every single dungeon, there's a sore spot where you can get stuck. I feel like all of these. But okay, for reference, the depot is at 41%. Iron Docks is at 33%. Upper Blackrock Spire, 29%. So I feel like, realistically speaking, Blackrock Spire has the most chance to shake this up, probably, because Skyreach is like it's 11% behind second place. I mean, if we start advertising it in like trade chat, guild chat. Vote for Skyreach. The Arakoa needs your help today.
It's been ages since you've been to the Skyreach. It's been ages since you've been to the general discussion voting box for picking 2 dungeons of Warlords of Draenor to be added to Season 4 of the Mythic Plus season.
I will personally hop on Rukon. I will pilot him somehow and pick people up one by one to put them in the Skyreach.
I just want to say that line every single time we get into one of these dungeons. And being able to have that in current WoW, retail can have the Skyreach in the fucking dungeon pool. We gotta do it.
I will say, though, on the one part of the dungeon where it's windy and you need to like make your way up there without the birds hitting you. Imagine being there with tornadoes or explosives.
It's pretty bad. So I was hoping there were comments I could like look at, but they're smart. They locked it. But then I see suggested topics: grilled cheese sandwiches and wow.
Huh.
Butterbean from the Turtle Beach Surf Club says, when you are making grilled cheese sandwiches prior to a night of playing World of Warcraft, do you use sliced cheddar, sliced American, or that amazing individually wrapped American singles cheese product? Or something different. Also, margarine or butter?
Okay, I just want to say, Butterbean, come on. I don't know that I've ever heard somebody describe the individually wrapped American slices as, quote, amazing, unquote.
I will say their chemical composition when melting on a grilled cheese is amazing. I don't like meeting a slice of American like just out in the wild, but it is the best grilled cheese.
Sharp cheddar is the answer. Brizlotti responded and says, if I'm making grilled cheese, I ain't looking to get fancy. And they quoted the American Singles. So they're a big American Singles fan. And then it gets to this. So Butterbean said margarine or butter, right? As in like what you make the sandwich with. Brizoldi says the correct answer is mayonnaise. Mayonnaise!
No, it's a thing people do.
What?
I've heard of it, but my body is not strong enough.
Yeah, literally Butterbean says, I never heard of that before. And Brizoli says, try it, it'll change your life. Bearded Blarg says, mayo not as disgusting as you'd think. Well, I'm learning a lot today. Even, there's a video here of Elmer Fudd eating a grilled cheese and mayonnaise sandwich. Anyway, that's what's happening on the forums right now. Get your vote in for Skyreach.
Get your vote in for grilled mayonnaise sandwiches.
Mayo
or no mayo? You don't even need the cheese. Just put mayo between two slices of bread and toast it up.
Wait, so when are you going to vote? I mean, what are you waiting for?
Okay, fine. I just don't even think I'm logged in on there to do it.
Oh, shit.
Do it now.
Wait,
come on.
Wait, guys. NA voting and EU voting is different. The Europeans might save us.
Wait, the Luxembourgians. Luxembourg. Everyone, put your hands to the sky and then click on your BNet subscription. Only you can save the Skyreach.
I have bad news for everybody here. Europe is voting the exact same way. Gridrow Depot, Iron Docks, Upper Blackrock Spire, but they don't like Skyreach. Everbloom is 4th. Occadude is 5th. Skyreach is 6th on Europe. They don't like them.
Ugh, those stinky cheese eaters, what do they know? my relationship with vague parts of Europe, over.
But I love that both regions have the slag mines at last place. Oh.
Quick, Immune. Leverage your family ties in the Oceania area. They're our last hope.
Have them save us.
I have a lot of family there, and they all add me on Facebook, so maybe I'll just post on Facebook. They're probably the only ones that really interact with me on there anyways, so I have officially cast my votes for Skyreach and the Burial Grounds, though.
Okay, good stuff. Okay, well, now we're talking about some spoiler stuff, and it's a lot of spoiler stuff. We got 925 stuff being data mined, so if you don't want to listen to this stuff, I get the fuck out of here. That's your only warning, because this is something...
Okay, bye.
Aaron hasn't even heard this yet.
No, I have not.
Yeah, so there is... Well, I think we may have spoken about a raven appearing in Oribos in the PTR at some point. Do you remember that, Aaron?
Yes, I do. And people are like, oh my god, it's Medivh! Or it could be Khadgar. And then Slide and I had a which withereth best fight.
Well, is this an answer, though? I don't think, because, people were saying that the Raven couldn't be either of them. So it was a theory or something. I don't know.
People also said Medivh was Taugalon. But other than one thing where he was like, I remember being alive, I don't know if it had that much weight.
So Jaina is chatting with Khadgar in Oribos in 925. Fucking, he's just an Oribos.
He just shows up.
He just
He's
shows
like,
up.
I slipped through the portal right before it closed.
Okay, so their whole conversation is as such. Khadgar says, "Hello, Jaina." And Jaina says, "Khadgar, it's great to see you again. When we last parted, I regret that." And Khadgar says, "Those were perilous times. The Legion's attack, then the war. I think we both needed to find our own way through. I have no hard feelings. Only friendship." Okay, kind of creepy. Jaina says, "I feel this..."
That motherfucker's a dreadlord.
Right,
I've known Khadgar for years. He doesn't talk like that.
It's exactly what I thought. So Jaina says, "I feel the same, but surely you didn't come all the way to the Shadowlands just to find me." Khadgar says, "No." First of all, damn! Damn!
So the cutscene ends. That's it.
It's just like, ouch, Ma Walker. It's like, I know how to put a bitch in her place.
No. For years, I've read about this place in Medivh's books. I stood atop Karazhan and caught glimpses through the veil. I suppose I wanted to gaze upon the realms of death with mine own eyes before... And Jaina cuts him off and says, "Is everything alright, Khadgar?" And Khadgar turns to the camera and says, "I feel the weight of years upon me, Jaina. The burdens carried. The choices made." Forgive the musings of an old man. I think I'll look around and see these Shadowlands a bit. See what wonders I can find. I've heard tales of conniving brokers, a city of secrets, and a land of ancient knowledge. How intriguing! And Jaina says, "Sounds like you'll be keeping quite busy. Just don't leave without saying goodbye. I've missed you, old friend." And Khadgar says, "Count on it, Jaina. Be seeing you." What the fuck? Is that weird or is that kind of weird?
So I feel like my and a lot of other people's takeaway from this was the part about him talking about his age. And some people are already like jumping to some conclusions thinking, does this mean that, time moved differently on Azeroth while we were all in the Shadowlands? Or does it have to do with the aging curse that was on him?
Yeah, because in his actual years, he's only in his mid-50s, right?
Yeah, he's, I think somebody in the comments... Okay, here we go. Tyresinus says, "If Khadgar hasn't been in the Shadowlands until now, then who is the watchful ravens been hanging out in Oribos, Medivh?" And he goes, "Old man," in quotes, "Khadgar is about 48 years old. Only 11 years older than Jaina."
I do think I still hope that it's a whole thing where, we go back to Azeroth and then it's like 40 years have passed since we last saw you all. And like the decision that he's talking about is not joining us to come to Shadowlands.
I would love that. That'd be so good.
Fucking Dagran Thracian truly has ruled the Dark Iron.
There's a good batch of comments here. "Oh no, Khadgar's gonna die of old age, isn't he?" And somebody says, "So is the Shadowlands like a vacation spot now, or what?" Someone says, "He sounds more like he's kind of depressed." Is he gonna kill himself? "Thank you for not adding the name of the character to the title, Wowhead." Okay. "Oh, so Khadgar can fly in Oribos, but not us, huh? That's cool." Like, Jesus, so many different takeaways from this. But like, I guess it's true. Like, I guess there is just casually just open portals to connect them both ways. So he's probably like, "Oh, I guess I'll go to why not? Go to Oribos."
He's like, "I decided to take the trip to Stormwind and then just go through the portal that I knew was there."
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these magical places are allegedly like, no one can breach the gap between them. But once we're there and a couple mages set up a portal, it's like, okay, we've punched that hole permanently now. Like, even though the big portal above ICC is closed, it's still like, we still have the keys.
And we will visit you a lot, by the way.
You fucked up, Talgalan, by allowing us to stay here. We're gonna be eating your nachos for the rest of time.
Ooh, Do you mind if I have a nacho?
Get your own nachos.
Togalon, these are mine, nachos.
I think I'll eat my 8 peanuts in peace then.
I mean, it's pretty peaceful over there in Korthia, I assume, because no one's there anymore.
Have you seen my dog?
That's what no one has pieced together. Telgalon is both the reincarnation of that specific Tauren, not the real boy, the Tauren, and Joel, our roommate from college.
I think we just cracked the code.
Love you,
Have
Joel.
you seen
Long time
my
listener.
anime mouse pad?
Have you seen my kitchenware I'm hiding underneath my bed?
Kitchenware that we could really appreciate. We have like one pan for 5 boys.
But yeah, I don't know. That's something. It's weird, right? It's kind of weird.
It's kind of wild.
Yeah, I wonder if it actually will tie into anything, or if this is just a listen a while longer type deal.
I hope we get to ride his stick around.
But yes, it could. Probably what I would imagine, and this is based on nothing, is Khadgar's like, I'm going to eat some popcorn and look around here. And then when 10.0 is developed, it's like, oh, hey, guess what? And he flips around and he has like a notice from the Dragon King. And it's like, this is what I came here to bring.
Yeah, that's probably it. The Dragon King. Hey, guys, it's me, the Dragon King.
You never heard of me, but that's not a prerequisite anymore.
I'm the Dragon King, baby.
All I need is one cutscene to build up, and you all know who I am. Oh my god, it's the Dragon King.
Maybe you know my brother, Zoval, the Dragon King's brother.
I did tell him approximately a patch ago that I was on the way to end all of eternity.
I did send him a text message through a magical portal. I hope he didn't go over dramatic with it. He was always a drama kid.
Wow, the Dragon King confirmed, the villain of 10.0. You heard it here first, folks.
Zoval was right all along. But did you guys also see that this week they hotfix patched, threw in a few things regarding Solas and Cinders?
I saw today. You get a bunch of them now.
I've got some bones to pick with this Soul Ash / Soul Cinders.
Well, go on, pick them.
Pick them.
Oh, I'm gonna pick them. I hold my mustache. Okay, so
Okay.
so with the
I'm gripping onto the mustache
okay,
now.
just hold on to it tight. With the increase, he's actually hanging onto my lip. With the increase of the Soul Ash and Soul Cinders, I'm gonna talk funny. You can now use Cosmic Flux to buy Soul Ash and Soul Cinders. You can spend 3,000 Cosmic Flux to buy exactly what you would need for a 291 Legendary.
Well, you would also need the additional flux, I believe, right?
But it's 5. You get 5150 Soul Ash and you get 1650 Cinders for spending 3k Cosmic Flux, and that's fine. That's great. Now, in this picture on Wowhead that Monster Mixin provided, according to the credits here, Bag of Explored Souls is the item you're spending Flux for, and the item text reads as: "This bag contains remnants of the lost from Torghast. Enough Soul Ash and Soul Cinder for the Rune Carver to craft a powerful legendary item." Okay, did you guys realize that Soul Ash was literal? And that's a dead dude we picked up in Torghast and we put him into a fucking piece of clothes?
You know, it's very much so there, the name of both, like, Soul Cinders and Soul Ash. It's right in front of us, but I didn't think much about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna loot this off the floor in the middle of Torghast and then stuff it into my little bag and bring it to the Primus, and then he's going to, like, turn it into, like, a belt?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? You do get more the more you kill in there. So it's literally just, yeah, you scooped up more dead man juice, and he's like, wow, that's a lot of juice.
That's weird.
Also, do you need to be, is there a prerequisite for that? because maybe it hasn't been implemented yet, because I looked on Booty ATW and that was not an option. Not even
it's honored with
out.
the Enlightened.
Ah, I see.
It was hotfixed an hour 38 minutes ago. So if you weren't looking,
I see. I definitely was not looking.
So yeah, they're just really upping the opportunities for legendaries, which I mean they kind of have to with double legendaries being a thing. I kind of don't understand though. They're doing all this, which is great, but they're not doing anything to alleviate the base item costing an arm and a leg. Like, how can regular players afford to get all legendaries for everybody? You just can't without buying a WoW token.
I bought a ring for Booty ATW, and granted she's not overly played, but it was 80% of my money.
Yeah.
I have 30k left, and because I spent 120 of it on ring.
Yeah, this is a big reason why on both of my characters, my priest and my hunter, I'm just using Unity as a belt. I'm not going to craft it anywhere else. Well, partially because I know that I'm just not getting any tiers, no tier anywhere, and I don't need to worry about crafting it anywhere else for a while.
I spent an arm and a leg to get my druid legendaries, my feral druid legendaries picked up, and it's well, congrats, your damage is gonna suck at max level compared to everybody else's because you don't have the best combination of things, and it's what I spent all this money for? Why did it have to cost money in the first place? Why was it just maybe not free, but they could put in a component that you could grind for, or make it 2,000 Pokepoke bucks. I don't know. You know what I mean? Anything to help us out here.
I mean, I think the answer is the three of us should probably just each take some kind of crafting next expansion so that we can make our own things and then make it cheaper for us at least, because a lot of it is just people marking things up. I mean, they also don't want to have to farm the mats and stuff to do it, which makes sense, but it's just always like this at the beginning of a new patch.
You kidding me? I ain't never given up alchemy. My potions last 2 hours. You're gonna have to pry that from my cold dead hands.
I mean, that's nice though, because those things cost a lot of money right now. They're 800 gold.
Except that I only typically drink them on raid nights when they are offered for free, and we can receive 2 of them.
Yeah, I need to change my professions because an inscriptionist sucks as usual. But it's weird because Legion legendaries, they were all on the vendor, and yeah, the drop chance might not happen. I guess you know what? You know who got us here? We did. The player base got us here, because before it was your legendary might or might not drop your item, or it's well, you can spend a lot of money to get the base item and you can get the rest of it from there. So I guess I don't know what's worse. This one I can afford to do, so I'm okay with it. I'm thinking about the little people.
I mean, okay, so I bought a max level booties for my hunter, and I had to send money to him for my priest, and my priest dropped below 1 mil gold for the first time since an expansion and a half ago. I know.
Are you okay?
This is very much so oh my god, my money. I'm where is it all going? I'm not a 6-figure wealthy person anymore, but no, it's just weird. So I'm
Daddy, I have to see all the numbers now. It's not just 1 with million after it. This is gross.
I know, I just feel dirty all these peasants. So the peasant I hoofed it to Revendreth and mined for an hour to try to recoup a little bit of my wealth.
No, he did though. He actually was. I was what are you doing? And he was I was what are you doing? And he was I'm mining. I need to make money back. And I was you're doing what? You're doing peasant work?
It's a good thing you weren't on war mode, or else I would have killed you. Ain't nobody mining out here except for robots.
Ugh. No, it felt really weird though, and I was I don't even know how to do this whole farming thing. I don't know. I guess just I just passively made enough money to do everything I needed to do over the years. And this legendaries, but they're the biggest hit in a long time, I feel like.
I'm sorry, guys. I have breaking news. 3 minutes ago, from our girl, Jamie Lee Curtis's activity. Our trivia team name is Jamie Lee Curtis's Actrivia. 3 minutes ago.
So, is this a modern incarnation, or is this the group chat from 2014?
I'll have you know that Jamie Lee Curtis's Actrivia played a game last Thursday. Thank you very much.
I see.
But like,
I'm just not involved in this modern incarnation, so I'm not kept abreast of its activities.
Everybody's involved, from past and present. We are all one hive mind. Jamie Lee Curtis is going to officiate her daughter's wedding as Jaina Proudmoore. Proud applause.
I'll applaud too. That's neat.
There's literally a Jimmy Kimmel clip on Wellhead. This is really bizarre to look at. Like, to see this.
Very weird, but like, that's cool. I mean, like, I know that in the past she's also cosplayed as like WoW things, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she
went to the Warcraft premiere as like vague necromancer.
I think she was her character. She was her orc warlock, I think is what she was. There's one comment on this thing. Cool, I guess. Don't worry, I added mine. Let's go, Jamie! Jamie!
So when Jamie looks at it, she has 1 vote of apathy and 1 vote of support. That's enough to get her through.
Why did I almost write, this topic was covered on Do Not Relent podcast? But that's how I get banned from Wowhead, because Squishy hates night elves.
Although, who knows how much longer you'll be a night elf. What with all these changes.
Yeah. That's also... Oh, I want to talk about that when we're talking about the voting for the Season 4 dungeons. It was like 3 in the morning. I had off like 3 days last week. It was so great. No, well, I had off yesterday too. And I was playing Time Walking Dungeons, which is Worlds of Draenor. I was doing it for an hour or two. It was like 3 in the morning. I was high as fuck. And I was like, holy shit. I'm doing these on the character that was doing these dungeons like 7 years ago. 7 years ago. That's so long.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's the same for me too, because I'm maining technically my hunter, which was my main back in WoD.
It's just really fucking bizarre. And I'm like, yeah, skip the spider. Skip the spider. We're not doing the spider to Everbloom. Keep it going. Keep moving.
Which is funny, so like, if Everbloom somehow is one of the 2 that's added, would you think Spider Boss will be included in what you have to kill in order for the dungeon to be completed?
Well, yes, because we have an answer for this. Because in Legion, there was that boss you could skip in Red Nature area, the dragon that people would just leave. What the fuck dungeon is that? What is that name of that mob?
Dark Heart Thicket.
There we go.
Also, the only thing I will say though is that boss from Dark Heart Thicket was listed as like a boss. It wasn't a bonus one. It's just everyone skipped it. That spider is not even listed on the boss thing.
Oh, really?
It's a throwback to the classic era where it's like, these are the 3 bosses you should fight, and these are the 4 bonus ones you can. For whatever reason, Everbloom just had 1.
Huh, I never knew that. It's actually kind of weird.
Who knows if it'll even still be there. They might, for efficiency, or to ease confusion, just be like, Spider doesn't exist
Or
anymore.
they added in officially as a competitor.
You know who else is a competitor? My good friend Growl Limbo. Growl, take it away. Greetings, listeners. Susan T. Wittenbone here. I've decided to shake up the format a bit for this one. Figured I'd stretch my little legs for a spell. Anywho, I'm here today with Donbus. Don, what dungeon would you vote for this 4th Mythic season? No restrictions. Well, I know it's not on the table for consideration, but I'd do anything to play the Pit of Sauron again. Ew! Yuck! No way! That one's the pits! Literally! Why would you want that? I feel like it's a real challenge. You actually have to know what you're doing to pit. Not like the lame straight-line dungeons we have now. Normally I humble the guests and agree on a point they bring up, but that's just not correct. You... Now look what you've done. Your words were so frightening to me that it activated my fight or flight and I transformed back. Please take some time, think things over, get some help, and go vote for Skyreach.
I can assure you, I will not.
Well, you can't blame a girl for trying. Until next we meet, it's been me, your girl Growl. Well, we're back, fresh from the fight, throwing you some more jokes and stuff for 20 to 30 minutes.
Here we are. We made some more progress in Raid this week, didn't we?
Yeah, we keep moving forward, technically.
Yeah, so our group now is, I believe, 9 bosses out of the 11 bosses. Mm-hmm. We, last night, downed the Lords of Dread and started pulling on Rygolon a little bit just to see it. And we officially got Anduin down. That's the big one, yeah.
Yeah, good old Andy fell over. All those nerfs and the double legendary boost really just worked out for us. Just thank God. Thank God that man died.
And then he proceeded to sulk in the corner and give no one anything. I was like, after all that, we didn't even get anything from Anduin. Like, one person got a ring that was bad for them. Oh.
Yeah, I feel like the number of people in our group last night made it so that... Did only one person get tier? Is that what it was?
I believe 2 people. I think Cass and Lynn got tier from Anduin.
Okay. Oh yeah, because like there's a big deal where Lynn chose a piece from his vault that was tier, and he was like, and he's acknowledged that he would immediately be replaced with tier from Anduin, likely this week because he did that.
The curse worked for his favor. Yeah, the Anduin kill, was it a one-shot Anduin? I actually don't remember.
No, it was like 3 to 4. We had to put some mustard on this hot dog before we could eat it, but we did it.
Yeah, because it was our first time really seeing the third phase as a group, so we needed to see that a few times, I feel like. And also, we just needed to time our cooldowns better for the Lich King phase so that we could take down all the ads.
That's right. Now I remember the hunter, because the hunters were doubling up. But my favorite thing is, on the kill, didn't you just double up with Persephone? And you guys double wild spirited like the second one and we killed it?
Because, like, for some reason, in the third phase, when those, like, evil dudes are, like, walling across the room, we still need to take down all of those ghoul ads that are hopping around. And during the first time we saw the Lich King phase, Persephone and I would alternate, like, first set of ads, she would wild spirits, second set of ads, I would wild spirits. But then we realized that we were able to take down the first set in the end, where there's the walls that we have to dodge, without using either of them, but the second one was harder, so we just double wild spirits the second one, and that was what was able to get it down for us.
You eviscerated it, because the ghouls being up after the ghost goes away is what kills everybody. They just jump around beating anyone's ass who they see.
Yeah, and on that pull, we had a very beautiful Venn diagram of wild spirits, where the Lich King and most of his ads were right in the center of both. It was very satisfying to look at.
Just beating them up. Lords of Dread is so weird. What a weird fight.
I am mad about Lords of Dread because despite trying so hard, none of the older people from Nevada that are in there said the phrase sussy. You guys, me, Wooly, I feel like we were throwing around a lot of sussies. And people did admit that it was, quote, the Among Us phase. But not one of our octogenarians said the phrase sussy.
Listen, we can go back, we can fix this. We can make them say it.
Yeah, yeah, I don't necessarily like the term either, but like you definitely at least have to say sus.
You just watch out. I'm gonna start slow. I'm gonna say sus. Once everyone says sus, I'm gonna say sussy, and then eventually it'll be like, we need to find the two sussy baka.
And then I'm just gonna be like, I just saw Cass vent.
You've been seeming sus lately.
It's fine. The other group killed the jailer, which is actually kind of crazy.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
They killed the jailer while we were fighting Lords of Dread progression, and I was like, don't say it, people. Don't say it. And then I did see Slidewhistle. He did throw him a grats. And it was mostly just like, you guys can grats him. Just grats him after we die or we kill this thing.
I don't think we killed it on that one because, like, this always happens to us, though. When we're, like, deep into a prog, then, like, the other group finishes the raid, and then it distracts us all because, like, we do need to say grats. And it also, I mean, like, it's not surprising at all because, like, they have all the pumpers and people who, like, are really serious about the game. But that was also only Proudmoore's 22nd jailer normal kill.
Yeah, they're killing it, honestly. And then they went out and they killed 2 heroic bosses. They did a full clear and 2 heroic bosses. Like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on over there? Like, they got some big muscles that are knocking down them walls.
Do we think that the raid is too hard?
Yeah.
Or people aren't playing it? Or
it's
people
hard.
are just going straight to heroic?
I think this is one of the hardest raids in a very long time. I think the reason why our other group is killing it is because they have, like 6 to 8 serious M+ pumpers that are doing like 16, 17 keys before pre-legendaries.
I saw Gronk clear level 8 of the Jailer's Gambit today, and I was like, yeesharoo! I was getting my butt kicked at 4.
Well, Demon Hunter is a 2-button class. Anyone could do it as a Demon Hunter. I will just say that. It's super easy. So don't give him all the smoke. Some of it is just how easy it is to play his class.
I also looked at their kill, and because they made more progress on normal several weeks before us even, on their jailer kill, everyone had their 2-piece bonus, and a few people had their 4-piece bonus as well. So that, with also having double legendaries now, plus the fact that they're all just pumpers, like, it is the most uneven our 2 groups have ever been, I think. Which is whatever. Like, I'm honestly really proud of our group. I feel like we're making really good progress, and I do think that the raid is tuned assuming that people have 2 legendaries and are working towards their set bonus, and I think that's why they made it a little harder.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely why. Wait, so now, not a single person on the other raid team doesn't have a 2-piece? They all have 2 pieces at least?
I believe so, yeah.
Damn, that's also like just like super lucky too, I feel like. I mean, killing Rygalon and killing Lords of Dread and Anduin, that's 3 tier bosses. So, like, it does make sense. They killed, like 2 weeks ago, right? Like, as you said, so.
Yeah, so and then like, they could trade them around, too, to people who need them. So, that's all why, I think.
Interesting. Hey, listen, all I know is the guild that killed it is Uno Mas, and the guild over my name was Uno Boss, so I'm a champion, baby! It's official. The Pel Garbiter is here. We have Proudmoore's first trans arbiter, baby! And the lore, lock it in!
Lock it in!
No longer speculation, it's confirmed.
I guess question is...
The first one, I guess, would technically be agender because we have official confirmation that it was nothing. It was just a sentient computer program.
I was going to say, like, my question was the original / prior arbiter non-binary then, or...
It was kind of a nothing.
Yeah.
I guess it technically would be non-binary because it was not a person.
It was a loser is what it was.
Speaking of losers, I want to talk about a big interaction that had a lot of heat around it, and then it wasn't much. So the whole thing was, it's like, during the creation of the Arbiter, it'll be interrupted by Argus the Unmaker. Argus the Unmaker was brought here because the jailer used it to knock out the Arbiter, and like there was a whole novel that people were mad about. And the actual interaction is, once you're in there, some Nathrazim comes out and he goes,
"You guys would sure hate it if Argus was here."
He shows up, you fight him, and then he leaves.
Okay.
And I was like, where's the backstory? I was ready for Argus to sit down on the ground and be like, "I bet you're wondering how I came here. Well, it all started..."
Until you reminded me, I forgot that even happened. But I remember also being mad because the Nathrazim says,
"Finally, years of planning has come to a culmination. Argus, the Unmaker, will now bring death to the realms!
And I'm like, this is this dude's big plan. He's been plotting for a millennia, and I killed it in 3 seconds. Like, what?
Like, how fucking embarrassing. Like, how many millennia do you think this man was planning this just to have his Argus the Unmaker plan soloed by a holy priest?
Steve?
Hey, Clea and Fareem got some good right-click auto smacks in there, too.
Do you think he was like,
Listen, boss, Taylor boss, I got a great plan. I'm gonna get Argus, and we're gonna take over the Death Realm.
and Zabal was like, yeah, yeah, go for it, whatever.
Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, Nathrazim Infiltrator.
That's another thing I was gonna ask you, boss. When do I get a name?
Leave, Nathrazim Infiltrator. You're bugging me.
That was his name. Why? Like, it wasn't even like a Mal'Ganis. Like, it was just some dude. Yeah, it was super overhyped, which super overreacted to. Like, people act like the world was falling apart because Argus appeared. Like, he barely even appeared.
It felt like major egg on my face, because I was over there really defending it, being like, well, you know what, it is an interesting writing decision, but I can see this, and I was putting together the pieces, and then once the puzzle actually came to me, it was just like a circle in a circle, square in a square baby toy. I was like, oh, there's no thought for this, huh?
Circle in a circle, square in a square baby toy is the perfect way to sum up the writing we've gotten for the story of this expansion. Expect nothing, and you will receive nothing.
But I will say, while the writing might not always be the best, I thought that the cutscene where Pelagos was announcing that he was going to become the Arbiter, and Clea was like, no, I can't lose you, and they shared like this really emotional hug. I got a little emotional during this cutscene. I thought that was really well done.
I was surprised, because when I first saw, or when we first read about this interaction, I was like, whatever, it's Pelagos. Pelagos is so boring. Clea is just as boring as he is. Like, blah, 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 blah. And then, like, you're right. Like, it was, the cinematic looked so well rendered compared to the images that I've seen. And I was at work on my, like, 4 out of 10 settings laptop. I could see blurry textures on Pelagos' chest. And I was like, that's on me. I'm playing on low texture, so the fan is not too loud. And I still was like, this looks fucking good. Like, this looks amazing. Like, the lip syncing.
It's well animated, too. The lip syncing for being an in-engine cutscene, it's not just like, oh, this is a good vague approximation. They actually put the entire, like, syncing into it. I was like, well done, team.
Yeah, and I just feel like it was a really well done, like... I feel like Clea's always been, like, big sister energy towards him, and I feel like, I don't know, it was portrayed exactly like that, and I ate it right up. I was like...
Clea has always been in my top 3 of Uchi big sister villagers.
Does she beat Whitney, though?
No. Whitney's number 2. And, oh god, I'm about to get my ass beat.
Who's number
What
1?
about Big Frida?
God, what's her name? Unibrow Squirrel.
Hazel! She's Uchi?
I really do love Hazel. She's been on our
Hazel.
village for forever. I love her.
She's my OG.
And I feel so bad I blanked out on her name.
Wait, you're gonna talk like that about your forever squirrel?
Well, it's tough, because she lives over next to some real heavy hitters. Butch, Chops, Chief, all huge heavy hitters on the island of Cinnabar. And then also Hazel is over there, too.
Hazel is amazing.
I did like her. I have to apologize for the time when we were island hopping. We saw a squirrel. We said, which squirrel? She turned around and was like, hey, what's going on? And we said, oh!
That was my Seth Rogen laugh.
Weird.
But I guess just to round it out here, one last big ticket news item this week is those fucking heritage weapons, guys.
Yeah, the Dark Iron Dwarf's shields, axes, and maces, hammers, are being added, which now there's tons of these, right? Each allied race has their own set of weapons that is like hidden away in some files. We've seen Lightforge, we've seen Dark Iron. I think we've seen the what are the ugly elf people called? Shadow
Void elves?
Nightborn?
Nightborn,
Void,
yeah.
no, the void ones. Let's think of the void elves.
The void elves,
The
yeah.
Void Elves aren't the ugly ones, though.
Yeah, anyway, so there's more weapons out there, but we're getting the first batch in 925, and it's a little quest line where you're just like, here are some weapons, go pick them up, blah, blah, blah. It's very similar to like the Heritage Armor. But they're also coming with mounts. Now, I'm saying this as if like every alliance has been announced. We're only at Dark Iron Dwarf right now. I'm assuming others will follow, could be wrong. But you get the Flame Wolf. The description. The Flame Wolf says wolf with flames, and it's a molten core hound, but it's got like these cool looking Dark Iron Dwarf like armor on it, like chains and a big metal mohawk.
I think it looks cool. Slide said he doesn't like it that much, but I like it a lot.
My problem with the mount is that
It sounds like it's cool.
It's small. It's a small little like it's the mall rat shape mount. You know what I mean? So putting armor on like the arms and legs looks a little bit goofy. It isn't. It looks kind of silly because it's such a small thing. The mohawk helmet is ridiculously cool. The chains are super cool. Even the little like metal booties are cool. I don't like the dwarf face shields on it, which makes it look cool in some aspects, but I don't like it from my own standpoint.
So I'm just thinking, and I'm a very selfish boy, for the Worgen, are we just going to get a bigger horse? Is it just an armor horse? And if they do that, isn't that just the Coltiran horse?
Did you see? Is there anything about like Worgen weapons or anything yet? Or is
no, I just looked, and when I looked up Worgen Heritage, the only thing it links to is the Heritage armor. But yeah, that'd be another thing. Like, how do you get distinctly Gilnean aesthetics? Because it's just human.
Yeah, I don't know. But like I'm sitting here thinking like, are the Worgen ever gonna get anything? Like when are they gonna get them their heritage armor? Like who's next on the armor block?
We do have them.
Oh, that's right, the big golden hats, right?
Yes, the blue suits and the golden hats. We've had them for 2.5 years.
I completely blanked out on what you guys got.
Did you think I would have been anywhere near as civil if they didn't get their heritage stuff for this long?
No, you're right. Damn, I completely. Okay, give me a refresher here. Who all has heritage armor? Coltirans, Worgens, Dark Iron Dwarfs.
Coltirans, Worgens, Dark Iron Dwarves, Standard Dwarves.
Lightforged?
Lightforged do.
all the newer ones do, right?
Yeah, all the new ones.
So what other?
And that's for the Alliance.
What other ones similar to like Worgen and Dwarf have them? That are Alliance. Fuck the Horde. Don't go with the Horde. Gnomes.
No.
Yeah.
And then also Mechanomes.
So who's human night elves? Draenei, regular Draenei.
Pandaren.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, guys, I don't have one yet. Like, come on now.
Lightforged have it. You're basically one step from being Lightforged. You're already there.
What, like the $5 to change to be one?
That's all it takes. It's $5 for a golden light to shoot through you and you're Lightforged. Whatever.
But also in this, randomly thrown in these like data mine things, I believe, like Slide, if you scroll up a little bit, there is randomly a mount that is like a Santa's sleigh. I
can confirm. I'll post it in host chat for you, Aaron, along with the Dark Iron Floof Woof. There is a mount model that looks like a Christmas sleigh. I don't think this is going to. I think this will be. I think it'll be similar to how the reindeer mount works, where you don't actually get the reindeer mount. You get some holly that will make your shit look like this for 6 days, and then after that, it's done.
Or maybe, do we know? Is this the model? The same model that is actually used for the holiday?
It does look like it.
Maybe they just found it. But this is a new updated thing that happens during Feast of Winterveil. But everyone's like, no, we actually get to ride it.
Guys, hear me out though. What if they made this like the first ever like 8 or 10 person mount, where like people who you are grouped up with can like ride. One person can ride like next to you in the carriage, but then like the other people just ride on the reindeers.
No, they are the reindeers. Is what I was thinking. You get 10 Worgen to run out in front of you.
Yeah, you just get 10 Worgen running wild. It is the first 10-person mount, but only if 8 of you are Gilneas' chosen people.
And then with that, people make more Gilneans, make more Worgens, and then we get heritage guns. We did it. We solved the case.
Big brain plays here, guys.
Well, this is the same mount from the Santa that rides around, the Great Father Winter that rides around Ironforge.
Yeah, but it's listed as a test mount on PTR, so...
That's what they called me in high school.
Ew.
And now it's time for our top toot, bottom boot, medium moot. I'm gonna go first. And I got a big, fat, medium moot.
Oh boy, medium.
Moot?
My medium moot this week is tier existing at all. Now, it should be a bottom boot. However, I do know in a couple of weeks, 3 to 4 probably is my estimate at this point, I'll have a 4-piece on my Feral Druid. Currently, as we're speaking, I have 1. And I've run every single thing possible. I've run LFR. I've 3 weeks now of LFR. 2 weeks of LFR? I don't know what the fuck it is. I am only getting a pair of pants right now. I can't do anything with this new patch. I feel like all of a sudden people who are losers are passing me. There was a guy whose name was literally Loser Dave, and his eye level was 30, and he beat me in a dungeon.
Oh, I thought this was a jab at me beating you on some fights.
You thought I was calling you Loser Dave?
I don't know. I thought it might have been a bit, and I was going to kind of roll
pretty,
with it.
pretty heated.
Maybe I'll change it now. No, it's weird. Like, literally, overnight, I woke up and my character's weak. Like, it's so weird. And I've taken all the steps that are in my control to have, like, a similar output. And, like, now I'm slipping. I'm sliding down that meter. And I'm like, I didn't do nothing but exist.
You're slide whistling down that meter, but, like, how do you feel that probably the main reason that this is happening is because some streamer who isn't even a feral main posted like streams that went viral of how overpowered the original 4-piece was?
I honestly think that is what happened, because I saw that video shared in multiple discords. The Pharaoh Discord blew up with it, and they were saying, "Stop, guys! Don't share this. If they see it, we're done." Don't wake Daddy. If you wake Daddy, we're all gonna get beat. And Daddy woke up and he killed all the cats. Okay, they're dead.
Just like my papa.
Oh no, papa.
He would never do that. He loves cats. But I know once I get my shit together, once I actually get drops, I have not gotten a drop in, not even just tier, just in general. I have not gotten a drop in Mythic Plus or Raid. I'm on that mini mad Raid streak. Our tank in Raid mini, he's got to have probably the worst luck streak of any human being in existence. This man has complained about his Great Vault for the past 3 years. Has the vault even been available for 3 years? I don't think so. But he gets screwed every week. And now I feel like him. I feel like he's passed his luck to me. Because he finished his tier set this week. Or his 2 set. I'm still like, can I get another one, please? Can I get another one? It just reminds me why I hate tier so much. Because on my Paladin, in my first raiding experience, I was never able to get the 4-piece. I was forever at 3, and I believe 3 was bad and wide. You wanted the 4, 2 was not worth it. And I never got those goddamn hands off of Sokrathar. And it's gonna happen again.
I mean, I assume it's the same here, that 2 is better until you get 4, because, like, especially if the piece itself is not, like, better, then you want to, like, replace it with one that is better until you get the 4th, you know?
No, yeah, but what I'm saying was that the Paladin, I think the Paladin 2-piece was not good. Because some 2-pieces just aren't good, and some 4-pieces are amazing. So, like, obviously to get a 4-piece, you need 2-piece. But, like, only having a 2-piece and never getting a 4-piece is, like, the stinky. It'll happen.
Oh, stinky.
Stinky. Now that I can craft in, 2 to 3 weeks, I can craft tier pieces. Why isn't that out sooner? That should be out today. That should be out right now.
Yeah, I legitimately do not understand why. It's April 12th, I think, which is still 2 resets away. Like, what the fuck? Because I'm in the same boat. Like, I had no tier on either of my 2 characters, but then I just got a piece each in both of their vaults, and I just chose one now on my hunter because we finished raiding. But,
Fucking Megamind rolled up to Immune's house and said, no tier?
Yeah, it's like a collaboration between WoW and Johnson & Johnson. They really said no more tiers.
The vaccine, don't do it. But the other ones, Moderna, the other one, don't do
J&J is not great?
Well, it is.
I thought it worked fine eventually.
It was just a meme where if you did J&J back in the day, you were the weak one.
We'll make it very clear that we are not an anti-vax podcast. Please get vaccinated.
Yes, please get vaccinated, no matter how you can. But also, yeah, I did remember people like, you got that J&J? And then like you'd scoot a little bit off like the train or whatever.
The baby oil one? You got that one?
You got your tear ducts dry up. You got no more tears.
I love they're like, yeah, the products they make, their shampoos or their vaccines, right? Okay, Aaron, what about you? What's your TT, BB, MM?
Well, I hate to say it. I got 2 quick ones. Number 1, medium mood. Kind of fucks me up that Slidewhistle didn't know Worgen Heritage Armor didn't come out for like, it was 8.2.5 it was in there.
That's like 3 years ago.
Because that's the Heritage Armor quest where Tess Grayman is like, I want to be a wolf. And then you as a Worgen have to convince her like why it's super stinky and awful.
God, you're right. How could I forget that? That is actually really fucked up.
She's like, you're right. I will not become a wolf.
Yeah. She's like, I understand what it's like to live with such a debilitating curse. And I was like, yeah, debilitating curse. All I can do is slash, wave, and throw up a fire shield. Everything else returns me to this tainted blood.
What a curse. My existence is a debilitating curse to you, Tess.
But I have a top toot. That toot is that I am done with the storyline as of now. I am done with Poke. My little man is fully upgraded, and I look at him and I'm like, I still don't know what you do, but you unlock a chest every so often, so that's cool. So now it is all about getting Poke dollars for bad boxes and getting enlightened points. I feel like we've finally reached that point where I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
You can see the enlighten rep almost done.
Yeah, at the end of Fareem's tunnel. He's like, you can fly most of the way, but not at the very end.
And then you can start farming mine for me. Thank you.
Okay, another quick sidetrack here. Why the fuck is Fareem's Cave not a rested zone, but literally the Rune Carver's chambers in Torghast, the jailer's main headquarters, is rested?
Yeah, which is broken down. You're in an enemy like dump site, and it's just like, oh no, it's cool. But you're in Fareem's nice cozy cave where he's like, it has a bubble. No one can come in here. It is the safest you can be. And it's just like, I don't trust this guy. But anyways, Immune, what you got?
What I got? I also have a medium moot. I mean, okay.
Medium moot.
So overall, the medium moot is that, so like the good part of it is that double legendaries are here. The bad part of it is that they're very expensive if you want to do them right. And not only are they very expensive if you want to do them right, like, technically, I feel like both of my characters would want to put Unity on their headpiece, which is a tier slot, because, like, something about, like, stat balances. But, like, I'm not going to do that because, you know, I know that, like, in order to get my 4-piece, I'm going to have to use that headpiece to complete it, because one of the other fuckers is not going to drop for me. I just know it. I just really don't... I'm not really vibing with it right now, like the whole tier process, because the tier combination with double legendaries process, I'm not vibing with it. It's expensive. I've had real shitty luck on both my characters so far, as I said before. It's caused me to farm to try to get back over 1 million gold because I'm a pauper now.
Poor boy, poor boy.
Poor boy.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm sure prices will go down. Tier will appear. April 12th, I'll be able to craft some of my own tier once I have, because I already have fucking buttloads of cosmic fucks. So like whatever, I'll do that.
I really feel like putting the legendary base pieces into the hands of the players and making the creation catalyst open week 8 together, it's just not a good move. I think that the creation catalyst should have been available week 6 once you can get the legendaries, just so you can get going. You can get moving and grooving, baby. Shuffling and huffling.
Also, part of this medium move is that, at least for my priest, like, getting Unity doesn't really matter that much. I mean, I wasn't going to use any of those before, so it's just like, okay, cool. Mind Games makes me have a little more critical strike now.
Wait, how much is it the gain you get?
I literally do not even know. Like, it doesn't matter.
Mine doesn't even really give extra stats. It's just like, well, it's granted I do this a lot, but it's like, every time you hit Fire Blast, mirrors is 2 seconds shorter. And it's like, okay, that's fair enough. Although mirrors is never really doing damage. It's mostly like a PvP thing.
What does mirrors exactly do again?
When they do an ability that's a distance attack, a portion of it is reflected back at them. That happens 3 times, and on the 3rd time, they are rooted. But that doesn't work on elites or bosses.
So it's, okay, so you and I are basically in the same boat then, because Mind Games
Yeah.
reverses some of their damage and whatever, but it's like, with how much damage is going out, it's not much, right? Like,
Yeah, it's silly little things that I feel like would really fuck with like a human player, but the NPCs are going to barrel through it, and it's hardly going to affect them.
Bleh.
You know who's not? Blah. The patrons of the Do Not Relent Patreon. We're talking about friend of the pod, Tajurla, 4th host of the podcast, Jamonkey, Ahoy Vince, a.k.a. Nathanos, killed himself to see Sylvanas since she won't even pick up the phone, NSYNC/Drag Race, Crucifix, Saracen Hawk, Adorno, Je te adore, yo, Gershom, who says she knows flesh light and you're flesh late.
Woo!
Hoax, asking Growlina to say, for the Horde. And Will, a.k.a. Tyre, Trade Chat's fallen father.
Oh, Hoax, you got him good with that one, bud.
Yep. If you didn't pay me actual monies into a bank account, I wouldn't be doing it.
You'd never hear him say that.
I feel like, well, at least Growlina can take the fall for this. Growlina's a sellout.
Yeah, what a nerd.
I'll do anything to advance my career.
With that, we're out of here. If you have any comments, questions, complaints, send us an email at donotrelenttpod@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter at donotrelenttpod. You can join our Discord at donotrelent.com. We got fun memes. We got fun farts. You can meet Growlina face to face on video camera. Right, Aaron?
Please give me $120 for a mask good enough to do that. Unless it's just like I buy one werewolf hand, but I push the camera to the side, so I'm like, hey, what's going on? You can't see me? I must be off camera.
That would be so fucking funny, though. What about you guys? Where can I find you on the internet?
You can find me, Alex or Immunization, on Twitter at New Era Alex, or you can follow our podcast Instagram account on the gram at Do Not Relent.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at the Big A Cheesy on Twitter.com. Read our literary musings at donotrelent.livejournal.com. And come see me on my Twitch at twitch.tv/AaronDNR.
And if you want to join our lovely patrons, you can join our Patreon at Patreon. What's the official link? Fuck.
I believe it is patreon.com/DoNotRelent.
That one. Yes, do it.
Yeah, after this, we're going to record a bonus episode submitted by listeners. They have topics they submit. We have a wheel we spin. We literally have no idea what we're going to talk about after this. We'll figure it out in like 2 minutes. And we're out of here. Bye.
Bye.
And remember...
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.